What is up, everyone? My name is TimeFoss, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Blokees Ultraman Tiga Power and Sky type. Now, for those of you who don't know, Blokees is a company that specializes in making articulated block figures. And so far, they've created such bangers like the Classic Class Optimus Prime and Megatron that I have taken a review of. They have made full scales of the Ultraman figures like Delta Rise Claw and Ultraman Zero. And this subline right here is the Blokees, which are blind packs. Now, for those of you who are unfamiliar with the blind pack stuff, it's basically like the same as the Transformers blind packs. Basically, gacha system, you won't know what's in the box until you've opened them. So, these in particular, I bought them used from a mart event of collectors that happened recently in my town. So, as of this review, I've got them without needing to buy the blind boxes. But if you've ever wanted them, chances are you might not get what you want because, again, blind box gacha, you know the rules of this thing. We're going to be taking a look at both of these because they're essentially the same figure. So, I'm going to use my favorite one, Sky type. So the detail on the Blokees Ultraman figures, which are like this, are okay for what they are. Essentially, the chest armor is detailed, painted, and is the head, and the rest are just, well, painted on the body because every Blokees of this style use the same kind of body. They just tampo print all detail on them. And just to give you a heads why I say this is like Lego, the way the armor is attached is essentially like Lego. I don't have any Lego minifigures to compare this right now. Here's a Lego Spider-Man, and they are not in scale, more in the size comparisons later. So as many of you are familiar with, I am a big fan of Ultraman Tiga. I grew up watching the show. I love his design, and it's been like over like a few years now, and this design still holds up. So seeing it in this kind of form is kind of surreal to say the least. Because first and foremost, if you're not already like seeing this, the proportions are not full human-like. Now, to give you a comparison, this is what a Chodo would look like. So this is more in line with what human proportions look like. This is more chibi-fied. And that's not a bad thing. If you love chibi looks, then go for it. Now, how does this compare to the power type? Well, they're essentially the same except one is red, one's purple. I don't know what else to say. Accessories wise, these two come with beam effects. While Sky type comes with a blue one, Power type comes with a yellow one. Now, they're not the same mold, they are different molds specifically for these two types in general, which is great. They also come with a stand. Well, at least Power type did. Mine did not come with a Sky type stand, so we're just gonna have to use this stand in its place. But plugging it into the stand is easy. So you see this clip here? That's supposed to just clip onto the figure like so. And now you got some aerial poses. I mean, a few feet off the ground. The stand itself can't pose much aside from like this. And we're gonna have to do the pose, right? Hold up.
ごめん、あまない。俺は今、お前のために怒ってない。
Let's go to articulation. The head can move up not that far, down not that far. It's really limited. It can rotate side to side very well. Arms can rotate, but they're a bit stiff on my copy. Sadly, they can't move out that much. That's all you're getting. No bicep swivel, but you do get an elbow swivel right there. And you get a bend at the elbow about 90 degrees. And the hands can rotate on their peg joint. Oddly enough, this does have a waist swivel, so it can rotate all the way around. I should also mention the back isn't detailed. Legs can kick forwards, and they can kick back. So yeah, it's really good. They can do the forward back split, which begs into consideration why it doesn't do outwards movement all that much. It doesn't move this much, which is a big issue for me because I want to do some high kicks. But hey, you do get a bend at the knee about 90 degrees, and it can swivel, so that's something. The feet can move up, down slightly. They can pivot a bit. Of course, rotation is possible. Plugging in the accessory is simple. You just gotta take off the hand and plug it in like so. Forgot to mention that. Once you get them into a pose, I won't lie, they look great together. Size comparison time. Here they are next to Chodo Ultraman Tiga Multi-Type. Here they are side by side with the Lego Spider-Man next to Tiga's own head, and another Ultraman Tiga figure, the Key Play Ultraman Tiga model kit. I'll probably review that in the future. And for completion's sake, here they are next to Sentinel Prime. So, final thoughts on the Blokees Ultraman figures, this line specifically. They're not really that impactful to me as a person. Since I've been collecting a lot of Chodos as of late, these kinds of figures don't really give me the wow factor. That's not to say I don't love them. They have their appeal. They're chibi-fied, articulated, block Ultraman figures. That's something that I respect that Blokees did. And it makes the available of the forms of the other Ultramans much more accessible because Chodo line don't have all the other forms for these figures. Unfortunately, what these figures are lacking is articulation. Now, as you have seen in the articulation segment, the outwards movement of the arms and legs are a bit limited. Now, that's not to say Blokees are limited on what they can do, because the Transformers line they've made can do that exact thing that I'm looking for. So when these figures don't do that, it's kind of a bit underwhelming to me as a person. Now, if you don't mind that, that's fine. Personally, I would buy these just to have them stand there. But the cool thing is, they come with accessories and a stand. Not many figures come with a lot of accessories, let alone a stand. However, the way you're gonna get these figures is a bit of a pain. Because like I said, these are blind packs. So if you ever go to a store or buy them online, you buy the blind packs, they may be cheaper, but the chances of you getting a duplicate is very high. Now if you buy them specifically on what you want, they're gonna cost a bit more. So depending on how you want your figures, you're gonna get a lot of duplicates if you buy them physically, and depending on your gacha 1% pool. So really, at the end of the day, do I recommend these? Well, if you like the chibi style, you don't mind them, you just want representations of Ultra Heroes, small scale and available in every single form, go for it. I would recommend that. But if you want something more, let's say articulated and small scale, you're better off buying the Chodo like I am. But hey, I bought these as novelty, so if you are in deep, you want these, go ahead, I'm not stopping you. We listen, we don't judge. Anyway, that's all from me, and the next review, I'm gonna be doing another double one because I'm gonna be reviewing these two. I'll see you all in the next review. Take care.
It's a bit special.